Вот вы где. Ваша матушка сказала, что вы с Тейрном, поэтому я не хотел вам мешать. Боюсь, что ваш пес снова учинил кавардак на кухне. Нэн грозится уйти.
Ваша мать тоже против. Она требует, чтобы вы поскорее увели собаку.
Вы же знаете эту породу. Мабари слушает только свою хозяйку. Любой другой рискует оставить руку в его зубах. Полагаю, это верно. А не то Нэн там все разнесет. Это редкая удача, иметь боевого волкодава Мабари. Мой отец говорил, они достаточно умны, чтобы не разговаривать. Конечно же, это означает, что ему быстро становится скучно. Нэн убеждена, что пес донимает ее лишь для того, чтобы развлечься. Как бы там ни было, ваша матушка пожелала, чтобы я был рядом с вами, пока это дело не будет улажено. Пойдемте в кухню? Просто идите на крик. Когда Нэн не в духе, она уж постарается, чтобы все об этом знали. Миледи, прежде чем идти, могу я задать вам один вопрос? Все говорят, что в замок прибыл серый страж. Это правда? Вернее сказать, трепещу. О непревзойденной воинской доблести серых стражей ходят легенды. Тогда правда ли, что серый страж справлялся обо мне? Дыхание Создателя. Вы уверены? Вы только представьте, я серый страж. О таком я мог только мечтать. Конечно, мне не стоит торопиться. Прошу меня простить. Нам, правда, лучше отправиться за вашим псом, миледи, пока он не натворил чего похуже. Я бы рад, будь на то моя воля. Ваш батюшка решил, что мне следует остаться с гарнизоном охранять замок. Надеюсь, это потому, что меня хочет видеть серый страж. Извольте, вы знаете, что я служу вашему батюшке уже много лет, с тех самых пор, как меня прислал сюда отец. Мой отец мелкий землевладелец в Банах, но нашу землю вряд ли можно считать чем-то большим, чем славной усадьбой. И все же я скучаю по родным краям. В это время года долины Бан так красивы. Я очень горжусь тем, что служу Тейрну. И все-таки, будь у меня возможность примкнуть к серым стражам, я бы не сомневался ни минуты. Думаю, он благословит меня. Нет большей чести, чем стать стражем, особенно если порождения тьмы вернулись. Лишь то, что знают все. Я и думать не мог, что увижу одного из них. Здесь, в Ферелдоне, их совсем мало. Никогда. Рассказывают, что они нападают на путников и крестьян, но я всегда думал, что это только сказки. Я знаю только, что у тех, кто становится серым стражем, прежняя жизнь заканчивается, и возврата к ней нет. Я слышал, что на службу они берут лишь самых умелых. Было бы печально, если бы все обстояло иначе. Как вам будет угодно. Но что, если серый страж попытается забрать вас? Вам не приходило на ум такое? К сожалению, вряд ли стражи рискнут навлечь на себя гнев вашего батюшки. Разумеется, миледи, после вас.
Это бой.
Скорее, к воротам! Задержите этих ублюдков как можно дольше! Ваша светлость, миледи, вы обе живы. Я так боялся, что люди Хоу ворвутся к нам. Он искал вас обоих. Нам он приказал как можно дольше удерживать зал. Когда я понял, что случилось, мне удалось лишь закрыть ворота, но они не смогут долго сдерживать людей Хоу. Если есть другой выход из замка, скорее туда. Если я пойду с вами и ворота падут, вы не успеете выбраться. Прошу вас, бегите, пока есть возможность. Тейрн был едва жив от ран, когда я видел его в последний раз. Я пытался его удержать, но он хотел найти вас во что бы то ни стало. Он направился в сторону кухни. Наверное, он надеялся найти вас у черного входа в кладовой.
Благослови тебя, Создатель, сэр Гилмор.
Да позаботится Создатель обо всех нас.
Смотрел на какой-нибудь предмет.
Milady,
потом старался
I never thought I would
вспомнить
see
все
you
слова
again.
в вашем языке, Why, yes. When I realized there was no way to save the castle, I checked everywhere to see if you and your family were able to escape. The lord and lady were slain. I thought they killed you too. I searched for you and never found you. And I am very glad to see you too. When the castle fell, I was captured by Howe's men and held until I was able to escape. I thought I'd go to Ostagar, where I knew Duncan would be headed. But when I arrived there, everything was in ruins. I heard the rumors. I know King Cailan fell in battle, as did Duncan. My hopes of becoming a warden are finished, but not my desire to help in this war. You? How? It does not matter. I suspected Duncan was not only interested in me. In any case, you are in danger now. The Grey Wardens were blamed for what happened at Ostagar. I did not know what to believe myself, but seeing you are one of them, I now know it is a lie. I am still bound to the oath I made to your father. I have nowhere else to go. Could you accept me as your companion? I am glad to be at your side again. By the way, please call me Roland, if you will. Yes? What can I do for you? Of course. Maker knows we were all caught by surprise. Howe had been on good terms with your family for years. Nobody suspected anything. The soldiers arrived in the morning as planned to march to battle, but they attacked us instead. I tried so hard to save the castle and everyone in it. I could not. I know that, to an extent. I just can't stop thinking that all my hard work and training could not prevent that from happening. Thank you. You are very kind. But this taught me a hard lesson I will not forget. Abilities of a Grey Warden. I understand that the rites involved in the ceremony are kept secret. But please tell me, how does one become a Grey Warden? Drinking Darkspawn blood makes you a Grey Warden? I'm sure it must entail something else aside from that. I understand you are one now because you were forced. But for someone as lowly as me, a mere knight, being part of the Grey Wardens is something I dream about. Since there are only 2 of you left, I was thinking that maybe I could not only fight at your side, but become a warden myself. It's a shame that you don't know anything else about the joining. There must be some document still, somewhere, maybe? So only the fittest survives. I'd like to think Duncan saw something in me that led him to believe I would survive as well. What you tell me is a bit disturbing. But if I had been given the opportunity back then, I think I would have gone through with the joining nevertheless. But then again, I do not live a normal life now, do I? Sometimes there are risks worth taking. Yes? What can I do for you? Of course. Once I sent your mother and you after your father, I stayed with the rest of our men to hold the doors for as long as we could. We knew we would not be able to hold them for long, so when Howe's men rammed them open, we fought. I ended up being wounded and knocked unconscious. I am not sure if they were or not, really. Not everyone was killed. There were many prisoners beside me when I finally opened my eyes. Howe was parading himself before us, giving a speech on how much he had waited for this and how he deserved it. If anyone was unconscious or wounded, or felt too much pain to pay attention, they would hit them and throw cold water on them to make them listen. I don't remember much of what he said, just what I told you. I was bleeding from an open wound in my head. I felt dizzy. Everything was a blur. I was one of those who got hit and dragged around, as if more punches could make me focus. Others suffered a worse fate. Men who were too badly wounded to move were killed on the spot. The servants and children that were still alive were forced to gather the corpses and burn them. I don't have the strength to keep talking about this now, my lady. Please forgive me. Thank you. My lady, your mother did not survive. I am so very sorry. I do not wish to burden you any further with this. Both your parents died that day. I wish things were different. The town and Tanner loved you, and I'm sure they'd be relieved that you were saved by their sacrifice. This is hard for me. I have never seen such little mercy towards the fallen. When we were dragged outside, I regained consciousness and saw many wounded, but nobody was allowed to tend to them. The Jarl's general pointed at the ones that needed desperate help and made the soldiers kill them mercilessly. They killed men, women, and children alike. Many of the surviving women were brutally beaten and raped by the soldiers. Men were forced to entertain the troops. It was horrible, utterly horrible. There was no dignity for anybody. Everybody was abused. People who were still able to walk, servants, they were forced to loot and burn the bodies of the dead. People they knew, friends and family. I was outraged. I was tied down alongside my companions. My head was hurting, and I couldn't focus. Everything was flashing before me. The screams, that's what I remember the most. The screams of the women. That crosses my mind every day, my friend. And the time will come. But for now, we have another task ahead. We should try to rest now. My lady, I am afraid Nan met the same demise as your family. I did not see her myself, but I do not think she could have been able to survive. I guess anything is possible. I do not wish to crush your hopes. Maybe she survived indeed. You know, yes, maybe you are right. We should always hope for the best. Well, I've served in Cousland Castle for years, since my own father sent me to squire there. My father is a minor lord in the Bannorn, but our land is little more than a glorified farmstead. I do miss it, though. The valleys of the Bannorn are beautiful this time of year. I took great pride in serving the town, and I wanted to become a general in the army. Still, if I had the opportunity to join the Grey Wardens, I wouldn't hesitate. I imagine joining the Wardens is the highest service one can render. Feel I have the obligation to talk about how you handle yourself in battle. Well, your technique. You need quite a bit of practice, but I don't think I could just teach you in one sitting. You see, you tend to elevate your arm too much when you thrust, and your steps, they're totally wrong. Then if we go over your tactics... That's exactly what comes to mind when I see you fighting. You can barely dodge a blow, and can rarely stay out of harm's reach. So I think that if you start... Well, thank you. I'm glad I make that impression. I couldn't be any other way, however, given my many years of training. But please, friend, come with me. I'll teach you some techniques now, and after that I'm sure we'll make time to continue with those lessons. I'm sure you'll get better in no time. Hey, I was remembering our life before all this. We had happier times. I can't stop thinking how it all came to this, and I wonder how our lives will change. That's what I was remembering, and what I thought about for a very long time after your parents made us... We had to stop seeing each other. I'm sorry. Everything is so different now. I don't mean to make you feel uncomfortable. I remember our first kiss that night in the far corner of the gardens. I had always seen you as a playmate, until one day, strangely, magically I'd say, my feelings changed. I realized we had grown up, and you were so beautiful. After that, I must admit I didn't think much about anything else. Everything was blurry except when you were with me, and it was for a time until I gathered my strength to tell you how I felt. I know you did. Every time you sneaked out in the middle of the night to find me, I was assured of that. I treasure those moments. I had never been in love before, or since. That I didn't know. Maybe this is something to think on further. We should concentrate on the task ahead now, for a while. How could I forget? That's the day my life changed forever. It took me many days to arrive there, and honestly, I didn't want to go. My father had talked about the future, my duty, making him proud, and many other things that I didn't care about. I just wanted to stay at home with the people I knew. I did. After many days of travel with my father, imploring him to take me back, by the way, we arrived at the biggest castle I had ever seen. The Tern and Terna were there. I was intimidated, to say the least. They asked me to wait outside while they arranged things. I was sinking emotionally, and then I saw you. I didn't know the Tern had children, so when I lifted my head and I saw you, well, Fergus was some years older than us, but we were roughly the same age. A very big warm smile that I still remember. At that moment, I knew it wasn't going to be that bad. It took me a while to get used to it, though. I must admit, I cried myself to sleep the first few nights. But everybody in your family was always very nice to me. Yes, there was that strange familiarity, wasn't there? I slept in the barracks with the other squires and soldiers. I trained with them too, sometimes with you and your brother. But we had the same tutor, and your parents always had a kind word when they saw me about. I always had a small something for my birthdays waiting for me in the barracks. I am very grateful to the Tern and all his family. And yes, that includes you, first and foremost. Rory? It's been some time since I was last called Rory. I quite like it, actually. But what do you mean, mean? I was never mean to you. Okay, yes, I'm guilty of that. I stole the molasses from the larder. But I never caught you, did I? Oh, okay, true enough. I did smear molasses on your pigtails once, and they had to cut your hair. You were not very pleased with that, and your father wasn't either. I think I made you cry. I was so sorry, I really meant it when your father made me say it. But I also thought you looked very cute with your new short pigtails. Your own birthday party. Invitations were sent to Arls, Barnes, and all kinds of nobles and their children who arrived in pristine clothes. And you just had to go and play with a birthday cake made of mud, eh? That's a minor detail. I'm sure your clothes would have been perfectly fine had you not fought back so hard, and then tried to make me eat it too. Ha! No, you were just lectured by your father. Yes, for maybe 2 hours, I'll give you that. But then you changed your clothes and went on to your birthday party. I, on the other hand, was grounded. I had to clean the mess on the floor and help Nan in the kitchen for 3 days. 3 full days with Nan. Now that's what I call a grounding. Ah, and good it was, I remember. I was very thankful for that, and we had some laughs later on. I always had a lot of fun with you. The captain of the guard, right? I think this was the only time that you didn't get grounded with me. But to top it all, the worst part is not that I was impersonating him. The worst part, by far, was that I was wearing his own clothes. I ended up polishing boots for a week. Well, I must give it to you. You were very clever to run and hide behind some bushes when he appeared behind me. That was a good move, but I had my revenge. Is that so? Are you sure? That's something that still haunts me in my dreams. When they were done killing the weak, they rounded us up. They looked at us, I think. Maybe they were trying to determine who was useful. I don't know. By that time, the Arl had joined his soldiers, and he recognized a few of us. The captain of the guard, along with other officers, like myself. The Arl ordered us to be taken away into the castle. The rest were killed. I was dragged halfway, and I crawled while being kicked the other half. My head was still bleeding, and my feet were not functioning. They threw me in a small room, all alone. I do not know what happened to the rest. I never saw them again. Me? I had no idea what was in store for me. I don't know for how long I was there. I just felt the cold floor against my cheek and blacked out. I was awoken when the Jarl entered the room with 2 of his men. They wanted information. They asked me lots of things about the Lord and Lady of the castle, the Grey Wardens, things I didn't know, other things that I didn't understand. And when I gave the wrong answers, they tortured me. I cannot speak about this any further right now. These memories haunt me. No, it's okay. I think I will have to face this at some point. Just not now. Maybe in the future I'll be able to talk about this further. Maker's breath. I'm sorry. I was just remembering. Yes, I'm fine. Just let me catch my breath. As you may have guessed, I was thinking about the time I spent captive. A time I try to forget, but that seems to haunt me either way. Thank you, my friend, but I don't think I can talk about this. I strive every day to forget it. How I wish it could be forgotten so easily. Let's just go. Personal, you say? And you sound so ominous, too. Yes, okay. Give it a try. Oh, okay. If you need to know, then the answer would be yes. I have been intimate with somebody. Yes, and I maintain that. I have never been in love with anybody else except you. Before you ask why I was intimate with others and never with you, I have to tell you that I was full of dreams. I loved you madly, but I wanted to be worthy. I wanted to become someone important enough so that I could ask for your hand in marriage. I don't know, I was young. I was full of ideals. It didn't seem right to just lay with you then. I wanted to make it right. You must understand, I was crushed for a long time, but I could hardly roll over and die. I had to go on with my life, my friend. So, yes, I met other people. Thank you. I've never concealed anything from you. I don't see the point of doing it now. Should I? By your reaction, I will assume that you have not. I wouldn't mind either way, I guess. Okay. I can't say I'm proud of any of it. I'm sorry if I've hurt you. Let's concentrate on the task ahead for a while. We can talk more later. Do you have something in your eye? Yes, I'm teasing you. Oh, don't make me blush. What's that supposed to mean? You think so? It's a bit rusty, you know. Thank you. You don't look so bad. You're making me nervous. Maker's sake, we're a little busy right now. Tag you back and you're it. Yes? I'm not sure there's much to tell that you don't already know. You saw my father once, the day he left me at Highover. Yes, we've kept in contact through the years, letters to one another. Sometimes I think that it's so very strange that I haven't seen him again. I wonder how he'd look now. I've even forgotten his voice. I hate that. Of course. I don't remember much about her, to be honest. The only memory I have is from when I was very small. She's holding me on her lap, sitting in front of the hearth, singing and smiling at me. It is, isn't it? I really treasure it. Of course. I'd very much like to. What worries me, however, is this blight we are fighting against. I can't help but to think how things are going at the Bannorn, if my father is safe. Of course. No, none living at least. My mother died during childbirth. My father raised me alone. Never remarried. Maybe he was too sad to do so. I don't know. We never really talked about it, given the fact that I was a child when I saw him last. And after that, all our contact was in letter form. That subject is definitely not good to mention in letters. Of course. My father was adamant. I begged and cried when he told me he was leaving me in the service of an important lord in High Ever. I didn't even know where High Ever was, only that it was far away and that I may not see my father again. He told me how important it was for me to go, and how I would thank him later. I guess I do thank him. We should. Wow, I've heard so many stories about this place, but it is indeed better. The carvings, the columns, the craftsmanship. I'm very impressed. Indeed. However, I doubt any human could live under the ground without feeling trapped. Have any news from your brother Fergus? Maker's sake, of course you do. It must be killing you inside. I wonder if he knows what's happening. I'm sure he has no idea of what happened to you. Would he think you're dead? No. I think he will try to look for you, once the battles in the south are won. Oh, I'm sorry. Please don't. I didn't mean to provoke such things in you. I pray that we can find him soon, that he's still with the army, and that he is well. Ah, Denerim. I love this place. The city life, the busy markets, the tavern patrons and the extra beers, the nice ladies of loose morals, and clothing. Ha, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend. But, well, it's true. Ha, well, I think that would have been a great idea if we didn't have to save Ferelden. Maybe we should come back to celebrate afterwards, don't you think? My lady, I was wondering. I know you don't have a lot of time for idle chat, but how are you bearing with your pastime? I remember you were so good at it. Well, that you do, and wonderfully, I might add. But you are still running on limited supplies, are you not? We need a banquet sometime. I'm hungry. Me? I like good food. But you probably realize that by now if you ever saw me eating like a hungry jackal after a long fight. I'm also an avid reader. And I wonder why you look so surprised. Does sleeping count as a pastime? If so, add it too, for good measure. Ha, well, what do you say we practice number 1 right now? I'm getting hungry. I am? Where? Are you sure it's my blood? So? Wound or dirt? That would make sense. I never allow the enemy to get that close to me. I hope we can get to an inn soon, or a river, or get some water. Being dirty is never nice. All the time. It's hard for a child, well, 12-year-old boy, but still a child, to go to sleep every night on a bed that's not your own, in a castle that's not your own, never being treated with the same love that parents dedicate to their own children. It was hard for a while. I kept in contact with my father, who, by the way, was very proud of my accomplishments, but a letter is not the same as his tender look or caring words, is it? I guess I couldn't help but feel lonely sometimes, especially on my birthday, or if I was scolded for something. But you know, I had many more good times than bad times. I enjoyed those smuggled treats, friendly looks, kind words. You have no idea how much I appreciated, and still appreciate what you did for me. Thank you. It's hard to say, even then. I missed my father so much, but at the same time, I knew I was making him proud by staying there and being the best I could be. And everybody was very kind to me. I just feel gratitude towards them all. Ultimately, I am who I am today because of my past. I was wondering, after the conversations we had about what happened back in the castle, how are you feeling? You didn't have a choice. Your parents did what any parent would do to protect their child. You shouldn't blame yourself for something you had no control over. No, as I said before, you did not have that choice. Never blame yourself about this. We cannot change what happened. I, for one, am very happy that you made it out alive. I hope that one day you do. In the meantime, if you feel this weighing on you, you know where to find me. Come here. Come closer. Close your eyes. Extend your hand. No. I thought you'd like it. I've been collecting them from fields in the occasional market or caravan we pass by. I hope you can put them to good use. Oh, no problem. It's my pleasure. I hope you can... Oh, thank you. Lovely. Excuse me. Yes? You don't need to get this close. You think so? Red hair and all? Interesting. And you are very fine yourself. You know, I may end up believing it. Oh, you noticed it while I was taking my armor off. Is that so? You must imagine how I got it. Please don't. It's very sweet of you, but I'd rather you didn't. Thank you. These are things I'd rather not relive. We both know how it happened, and I'll have to live with it forever. I just don't want to think about it anymore. Thank you. I know someday I'll be able to live with these memories, but not today. I think I spent 3 days in that room they threw me in, maybe more. I don't know if the Arl's army was still there. Probably not. I think he might have just left a small contingency of men. After the first day, I didn't see the Arl anymore. Only his men. They kicked me and punched me. My face was so swollen I couldn't open my eye. I could taste my own blood. They never asked me any question without hitting me first. They screamed, threatened, hit me again, lashed me. I don't think you need all the details. I didn't have a moment of peace. It became clear to me that unless I freed myself, I was never going to leave that room alive. And if they took me out of that room, my fate would have been sealed as well. One of the guards, I think he must have been proud of what they were doing. He brought his son, 16, 17 years old maybe. At some point they left him alone in the room with me while they went out. I begged him to let me go. I told him he could lie if he wanted. He could blame me, tell them I overpowered him, anything. Not immediately, no. But later that day, I heard a key unlocking the door. I gathered all the strength I had and went out. Nobody was there, but they had left some armor right next to the door. I could hear the soldiers nearby. I took what I could as I made my way to the castle's secret passage. I slipped in and laid there in the dark for maker knows how long, until I felt well enough to get up and flee. I guess he took pity on me. I must have been quite a sight. After some days on the road, surviving as I could, and with the help of some people I came across, I arrived at Ostagar, which was already in ruins. Then I followed the lines of refugees to Lothering. Please, my friend, understand if I don't want to talk about this ever again. There's nobody here. It's all alone. Where? There's no one here. There's nobody here. It's all alone. Where? There's nobody here. I have no one. There's nobody here. It's all alone. Where? There's no one. I'm cold, and I'm so alone. Where's my family? Why did they have to leave me? And who are you? What will you take from me? Is it really you? You're not in my head? The demons, they took everything from me. They tricked me. It is really you, isn't it? We need to get out of here fast. I'm losing myself. I can't believe we made it out of there. It was so real. I've never felt so alone in my life. Thank you, my friend. You're very kind. We have a problem. No, not you. We, the dog and I. Do you see these? These used to be a pair of leather leggings that used to be very conveniently worn underneath the metal mesh and what have you, to form an armor. To protect my legs, among other parts. I will admit this is amusing, except for the fact that without these, my legs will fry if the weather's hot and freeze if it is cold. You understand my concern. I would say, yes, please, and then beg for more. But could you please take a look at the drool? I don't want my legs and your hands to be covered in dog drool. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know about this so you can at least tell the dog to go bother someone else, and that I'll be throwing these away and taking some spares. You know, I'm not wearing anything under the metal mesh. Come here. Happy birthday! You are welcome, my friend. Yes, I know it's not today, but who cares? I wanted to give you something. Actually, I think it's cologne. I'm very glad you like it. In our current living conditions, the state of the roads, the dry weather and heat, not to mention your physical activity, I thought that you'd appreciate it. Undoubtedly. Preceded by a 2-hour bath, probably. Come, let's scare some more darkspawn. My lady, I can't help but to think of what happened between us, the feelings we shared in the past. Just some years ago, I still remember everything clearly. That night you had escaped from a boring ball, by your account, and bumped into me. I was doing the night round. We hadn't had much contact anymore, aside from some training and tutoring here and there, but I had seen you from afar, often. Ha! I used to feel so silly myself. I would walk down the corridors of the castle hoping to see you, and when I did, I'd feel my face burning, and I knew you were feeling exactly the same thing. But that night we found each other in the gardens and my heart started to race. My stomach was hurting. I was full of mixed emotions. By the Maker, to fall in love with the Tan's daughter, that was not right. No, you were the Tan's kin. I was a mere squire who guarded the castle at night. But when I saw you there and felt the physical pain, I had to blurt it out. I love you. We embraced and just stood there for Maker knows how long. Today I find myself feeling something like that. My dear. What can I do for you, my dear? You know, I can't say I'm sure. It was a horrible nightmare, but it took me completely by surprise. I wouldn't have thought that leaving my father at such a young age would have affected me so much, so many years later. Oh, of course not. I would have been sent to squire somewhere else if your family hadn't taken me. I am extremely happy I was sent to High Ever of all places. Being far from my family was hard at times, but I think the Fade just concentrated all those feelings into a second. It overwhelmed me, and I lost it. So many things cross my mind right now. A kiss in your embrace will make me feel so much better. What can I do for you, my dear? A cinnamon bun? When and how did you do this? Well, allow me. This is a very nice treat. Thank you. Thank you very much. Of course. How to forget? I was extremely surprised to see you when you entered the barracks. I would have never thought your father would allow you to come. You know, now that we both knew our places in society, and you stopped being my friend and became my Lady Cousland. But there you were, and you started to drink like a true soldier. Soon, everybody there loosened up. The shyness and restraint of having the lady of the castle there was gone. And it worked like a charm. I was so surprised. Did you notice all the soldiers in the barracks were smitten by you? You looked quite stunning. I thought, well, you took my breath away. But I think what won them over was your drunken singing, the red nose, and the wicked laughter. And you danced so well, my dear lady. You had a line of soldiers waiting for their turn. Oh, how I wish that would have been possible. Are you okay? You know the castle even better than I do. Oh, that makes more sense. What do you want to know about it? You've already noticed that the Banorn is mostly open plains. In times of peace, people dedicate themselves to agriculture, and the animals grow fat in the pastures. The sown fields are beautiful when the crops are ripe. It's a good place for picnics, you know. Is there anything else you want to know? What do you want to know about it? Are you trying to make me emotional? Those memories are always bittersweet. My family's estate is called Hunter Fell. It's not impressive by any means, but it's been my family's home for many generations. We grow wheat, we raise animals, and we have a small contingency of men. Nothing like in the castle, of course, but I do miss my home a lot. Is there anything else you want to know? What do you want to know about it? No, I never went back to my home, if that's what you mean. I don't think it remains as it was when I left, some 14 years ago, now that I think of it. I was a small boy. I'm sure if I returned now, everything would seem different. Is there anything else you want to know? What do you want to know about it? Yes, I will. I'd love to. Is there anything else you want to know? What do you want to know about it? I'm sure my father would be proud of me if I followed in his footsteps. Did you know that we rule the land ourselves? No king has true power in the Banorn. Instead, the bands together give power to the king. It is truly amazing when the bands unite. But my father has also told me stories of silly bickering and fighting amongst them. Is there anything else you want to know? Yes, my love? Ha! There's only one thing. Okay, tell me, what do you love about me? Come, let's try that right now. There's only one thing. You really think I have one of those? Only one thing. You are very sweet. Did you know that? That's odd. My hair can be dangerous. A beacon for archers. Thing. So that's why sometimes I feel observed. You naughty, naughty woman. So my sword is it, hmm? Fine. I can show it to you. Just come a little bit closer. Why are you looking at me like that? Yes. Why? Yes, it is indeed. As you know, the Third Blight ended in Hunter Fell, where the last battle was won by the combined armies of the Grey Wardens, Orlais, and the Tevinter Imperium. My father says the Gilmores are originally from there, and when they migrated to the Benorn, they named the estate in remembrance of their homeland. I believe they did, but I certainly don't know much about my ancestors who lived in Navarra. What I do know is that when the Third Blight was vanquished, the victorious armies proceeded to occupy the territories they liberated from the Darkspawn, and at that time, Navarra was ruled by Orlais. Navarra did eventually regain its independence, but the relationship with Orlais was never patched. There was war, rebellion, and dissent. Not that any of it mattered in the end, for the dragons devastated both countries. I think it was around this time that my family migrated south, to Ferelden. I believe they were. My father used to recount tales of dragon hunting ancestors, but I always thought they were only stories. I guess we will soon see if dragon hunter's blood runs in my veins. Let's go. We've much to do. I was thinking of what you said the other day. About our past? My dear, you know how we felt for each other. I used to find your hidden notes with fun stories. We shared smiles when we passed each other in the corridors. I couldn't get you out of my mind. I was having a hard time concentrating, and it started to take its toll on my training. I owed your father everything I had, from my education to the clothes on my back, and we both knew he'd never approve. That's why we kept it secret. I wanted to give you everything, but... Your mother slapped you, and me. I can't even begin to describe the shame I felt. Not about us. It was my behavior. The feeling that they had given me a future, and I betrayed their trust by falling in love with you. To no avail. You were sent to your room in tears, and I was sent to the barracks. I waited there for your father's visit for what seemed an eternity, sick to my stomach for what would happen. When he came into my room, his face was a mix of anger and disappointment. I told him how sincere my intentions were, but nevertheless, he said that if I didn't end it, he would send you away. And from that moment, I was barred from entering the castle for a very long time. But we both knew they'd never approve. Before this blight, I thought we could never be together again, that you would only be someone I bowed to. You know how much I respect your parents and their memory, but now I know that no matter how hard I tried to live without you, I can't. Is it too late for us? Come here. What can I do for you, my love? Something I found a while back. It was a very sad scene. Maybe you remember that destroyed caravan and the bodies of a family lying nearby? The little girl had this book clutched in her arms. As much as I consider looting the dead a grave offense, along with not burying them properly, I couldn't resist taking the book with me. We all were. I thought of it for a while. They looked like refugees. In war, the weak and the poor are the ones who pay the highest price. When I saw the book on the girl's body, I could not help but take it. What good would it have been if I had just left it there? It would have rotted away, like those people. Actually, I've already finished it. It's a collection of short stories for children, fables and legends, old tales of maidens, knights, and dragons. Ha, is that so? Good, then you can have it. A quick read while in camp. Haha, people tend to sleep. You also. So I read. What can I do for you, my love? Yes, my love? Actually, you have, many times, but I can't get enough of it. Would you please indulge me once more, my dear? Oh, maker's sake, not again. I mean, I can't wait for dinner. Oh no. No. This is a trick question, I know it. This is the kind of conversation in which, no matter what I say, it ends up badly. But I do like you. A lot. All of you, mostly. I mean, without the mostly. Please let me curl up and cry here now. Love, let's do something. Let me help you. That's very nice of you. I'm hungry. Actually, you have, many times. And I love you. Do for you, my... Yes, my love? All of you. All of you.
И чем войдешь? Один вопрос задать я должен. Я вижу, ты шла сюда путем нелегким. Страданиями отмечен этот путь, твоими и страданиями других. Ты оставила отца и мать в руках Рэндона Хоу, зная, что милосердия от него не дождаться. Как ты думаешь, ты виновна перед своими родителями? Благодарю. И это все, что я хотел узнать.
Sometimes we have to be strong enough to make difficult choices.
Есть ли религии, не приправляющие веру виной?
А что же...
Yes, I do. I felt powerless and helpless back then. This conversation is over. This is something I will never forget. Andraste be praised.
Я вся трепещу. Правда.
Попасть сюда — величайшая честь. Никогда не забуду это чувство.
Come here. Would you join me in my tent? Would you lay with me tonight? What? Why? Is it because you're not ready? I don't think I've misunderstood your advances. We kissed. We told each other things you'd only tell a lover. I care about you a great deal. Why break it off now? Oh, I see. I wish you could have told me this before you made me believe I was special to you. Okay. Then whatever we had before, it's finished now. My dear, I don't want you to feel pressured. Of course I understand. If you need more time, then you shall have it. I won't ask for this any more. Instead, I'll wait until the night when you'll want to visit me in my tent. Would you lay with me tonight? What? Why? I care about you a great... What is it? Right. I'm sorry, but I don't believe you. And even if you were, I doubt I could trust you. Come here. Would you join me in my tent? Would you lay with me tonight? My dear. My dear, I cannot tell you how many times I imagined this night when we were younger. And now, I feel like I could walk on the moon. I hope we can do this again soon. I adore you. I pray we will have plenty of opportunities to enjoy this. But for now, we should go. We still have many things to do. And if I stay, I know I won't want to leave. What can I do for you, my love? My dear, of course I will join you. What can I do for you, my love? What are you referring to, my dear? What? Why? Have I done something wrong? You don't want this? Is it that simple? I can't believe it. Tell me you're joking. Friends? How can I be your friend now after what we shared? I'm speechless. No, I'm sorry. Leave me be. I'm very happy you decided to destroy the anvil. That thing could do no good. I don't want to imagine how many souls were tortured by one man's desire. No, thank you. Quiet as in not killing Darkspawn at every waking moment? Yes. Quiet as in growing old, bored, and without having done anything worthy in my life? No. To do with my life? I don't know, really. I'll think of it when the blight is over, if it's ever over. There is, however, somebody I do want in my life. Can you guess? What can I do for you, my love? Are you okay? You know the castle? What can I do for you, my love? Yes, my love? Why, my love, of course you can. I'd be delighted. What can I do for you, my love? Yes, my love? Wine? Where in the world did you find that, I wonder? And further, with whom would you share it? I'm guessing me. Tonight. I'm very pleased with your leadership. It's an honor for me to follow you. Well, that's very nice of you. But I'm referring to the Arls family. I'm glad the situation didn't get out of hand. Maker's sake, this road seems to extend for a long while. Be careful with the falling rocks. Oh, and when we have to fight, be careful of what you do in reduced spaces, lest we harm one another. Good. We'll all appreciate to get out of here with the same amount of eyes, ears, and limbs we had when we got in. To tell you, do not use my blanket! I'm aware I smell bad as it is. I do not need extra Mabari smell. I don't find it funny. Make a sake, are those fleas? Oh, Andraste's grace. You've done well. We secured the allegiance of the elves. My pleasure. We secured the... And humble! You know, I'm so very glad I found you when I did. That's a thing of the past. Just look at us now. For instance, I can't say I lived a secluded life. I traveled with the Terran soldiers sometimes. But the things I'm seeing now, the things I'm learning, I've grown up. Not to mention all the combat training I'm getting. Also, I guess this is where I should add that I'm especially happy I have found someone I truly love, who makes my days brighter. Ah, there you go. My day just became brighter. I didn't want to bother you.
Do not be alarmed. It is only I, Morrigan.
Well, I'm not alarmed so far. I've just never been so close to somebody like you.
How sweet.
What I mean is you're a mage, an apostate. But I don't mean to offend you. You're not. I mean, you are also a beautiful woman.
How direct. Let us hope your other efforts are more drawn out.
Oh! Oh, no. Please excuse me. I didn't mean... Oh, Maker. Think this through. Please.
Тогда ты...
He only wished to avenge what he has lost. He may still redeem himself. And ever, if you will have me. I am sorry. I should have been with you when Loghain and Howe met with Arl Eamon. Alas, I could not, for I would have struck down that bastard myself. I had to stay away, or I would not have been able to control myself. As much as they deserve death, I'm glad you didn't. You have no idea of how hard I had to refrain myself from grabbing my sword. Had I done that, however, we would be in a very bad position right now. I pray that the Maker allows me to meet him on the battlefield once more. That is when I shall finally claim my revenge. My love, may I have a word with you? My love, I was meaning to tell you this for a while now. You are a wonderful person. We think alike, and I'm proud of the decisions you have made on our journeys. You are a brave and sensible woman. I love you. I always have. Since the day I met you many years ago, I love you, and I want to be with you always. Ha! My love, you make me the happiest man alive. I try not to run ahead of myself, but I can't stop thinking of our future. And I know we can't predict it, that we could die tomorrow. But know this, my heart is yours. We will, my dear. My travels? Well, I don't think there's so much to tell. I traveled with the regiment, mostly, and always to accompany the Terran. I've been to Denerim several times, Redcliffe, but I must say that it's not only the places we travel to that I enjoy. It's the travel itself, the landscapes, the fresh air, the wind on my face, making camp and sharing laughs with my friends. Well, we do. But traveling in times of peace is so much better. You come across working peasants with happy faces, caravans full of goods. Not to mention that the fresh air on our faces does not carry the scent of death. In any case, I do appreciate our moments of calmness.
Вы только поглядите. А я думал, Лагейн позаботился о том, чтобы твое жалкое семейство... Твои мать и отец умерли на коленях. Труп твоего братца гниет при Астагаре. А его, ублюдка, сожгли на куче мусора вместе с женушкой, антиванской шлюхой.
No! I won't let you defile their memories any longer. Your time has come. Now! My outburst. I saw House standing there, gloating. I lost it and I attacked him. I swear to you, I've never felt such hate towards another being. I wanted to see him dead in a pool of his own blood. I wanted him to suffer. And I wanted him to die. I almost don't recognize myself, but I feel such a heavy weight lifted from my shoulders. I know what I did was wrong. A knight should never lose his temper. Please, leave me alone with my thoughts for a little while. On the one hand, I feel relieved. I know he won't hurt anybody else. On the other hand, I still have nightmares sometimes. There are memories of him I can't forget, of what he has done. My memories will haunt me forever. Do not lose hope. We may still find Fergus, and I'm at your service. You know that. In time, I hope. With everything that has happened, I'm beginning to doubt myself. I never doubted myself before. I knew right from wrong. Law, morals, duty, loyalty. All how changed that. I understand now why we are vengeful. I see the grey area of our feelings. Every time I take my sword, I wonder if my strike is righteous, or if my feelings are clouding my judgment. Thank you, my love. I will be fine. I just need to find myself again. I've heard about her, you know. Sir Carthrian, I mean. A renowned lieutenant, a brave knight. She was spoken about with respect and admiration. We all heard about her courage in battle. She was well known between soldiers and knights. Yes, sometimes, when you owe someone so much, you may overlook your own morals, idealize your savior, and be willing to give your life for somebody who does not deserve it. What can I do for you, my love? Yes, my love? That's the only thing I wish for. Well, who would have thought? The poor man clearly didn't want to become the king. But you know what? I also think he'll do fine. Yes, I agree with you. Alistair might be inexperienced, but his heart is in the right place, and that's the best start. The final stand draws near, if what Riordan says is true. We will march into Denerim, face the Archdemon. We will, my love. I will join you in your room as soon as you finish your conversation with Riordan. I want to spend this night with you too. I can't wait to hold you once more. Go on. Riordan is waiting for you. I will join you later in your room. Here we are. And it might be the last time we see each other. My love. I know this is not the right time to bring this up, but Maker knows if there's ever going to be a right time. Yesterday, I wanted to spend my time with you, and that's why I didn't bring it up. But I know about what Morrigan told you. I thank you. I know how hard it must have been to make such a decision. But I do believe it was the right one. We can't risk it. I don't know what I'd do without you, if the worst would happen. Thank you, my love. Thank you. And I love you. I couldn't bear to lose you. Whatever might happen as a consequence of your decision, if anything happens, we will deal with it later. Together. Please be careful now. May the Maker watch over us all. Let's go. Let's not waste any more time. We will make these bastards return to the hell they came from. I will. You have my word. My love, you have no idea how relieved I am that all this is finally over. How I wish for us to start a new life together. Where will we go? What will we do? My love, I was hoping you would say that. You know I wish to see my father, by the Maker's mercy, if he's still living. And if we stay there, I'm sure we can make my father's land thrive. I can't wait either. My love, there's something else. I'd like to ask you something. Will you marry me? What? Maker's sake, are you certain? I thought Grey Wardens couldn't... But who cares? A baby! My love, I can barely wait to call you my wife and have our child. But they're waiting for you outside now, and I think you'll have to indulge the masses who want to see you. I'll be right here when you come back, and we can celebrate. Just the three of us.